Doing gel X extensions is pretty easy, but after 4 to 5 weeks, you need to take them off and do it all over again. Or you can do infill. In this video, I will show you how to do it step by step using Builder Gel by Modelones. Hello guys, I'm Anastasia, international nail expert and educator. My clients' nails with soft gel extensions we did 5 weeks ago look like this. They look pretty good except for the thumb. The client mentioned that it feels like it's lifting. And this is what it looks like underneath. Her nails are growing and we never know what's actually going on under the product until we take off the color. So let's do it. I will be using ceramic bead with green abrasive mark. When I'm doing product removal, I prefer to use green abrasive mark and press pretty hard on the product because my goal is to file off the entire product. But since we're doing fill, I only want to remove the top coat and the color. So I'm using lighter motions. Also, if you're not sure about this, you can use a lighter abrasive such as blue abrasive mark. Since we use transparent tips, it is going to be pretty easy to see if there is something wrong under the product, and yes, I can see a lot of product lifting near the cuticle area. But honestly, I'm still surprised that this client managed to have them and keep them in such a good condition for such a long time because she's working as the delivery person. She's delivering food a lot, and she shared that recently she had to deliver 17 huge bottles and she does not have a car, so she had to rent an electric scooter to be able to deliver them. So from now on, whenever I will get this comment that people with long and pretty nails just don't do anything the entire day, she is going to be my example to prove the opposite. Do you guys see this white area near the cuticle? This is the lifted part. The product is not attached to the nail anymore in this area and we need to get rid of it. But don't try to file the lifted area right away. First, we need to file around it to make the product as thin as possible, and then it's going to fall off. Keep in mind that some soft gel tips are very thin, so you're risking getting too close to the natural nail and overfiling it. If you do not feel confident, switch to a lighter abrasive of the drill bit or to a hand file. And before I let this piece of the used product, of the lifted product, to fly away forever, I decided to have some fun and just slightly touch it with a drill bit, and it was giving these funny sounds. I think you can see my client is shaking now. Well, of course, because we're laughing, and that's what we usually do for about 80% of the entire service. Once you filed off the big part of the lifting, make sure that there might be still some small areas with these white lines where the product is separated, so make sure to file them as well. And let's proceed to the product removal, and we're going to do basically the same. Looks like here we have another product lifting, and it is super important to remove it as well. For these extensions, I used regular soft gel tips. They are not sculpture tips or tips with apex, so I'm not going to file them thinner or anything. I just remove the product from the top, and then with Builder Gel, we're going to build the structure of the nail. And it's time to say goodbye to another piece of lifting. I think it feels so satisfying when you get rid of these lifted parts, and now we have clean nail about to apply new fresh product. But how do we know if we actually removed all the lifting or not? There is still some remaining. Well, it's pretty easy. You just need to take a look at the nail and you should not be able to tell where's the product and where's the nail. I just filed off this part of the lifting, and you see this area between them, it's transparent, like we cannot really tell if this is the tip or the nail, and this is your goal. Take a look at the next nail. This one is more tricky because there's barely any lifting, but there is this little white line near the cuticle, and we're supposed to remove it too, because normally when you have large areas of the lifting, it's pretty obvious that you need to work on them. But if there are tiny bits, we may not notice them. So make sure that you check the cuticle area as well as this area along the sidewalls. Now that all nails are nice and clean and free of product lifting, let's proceed to the nail prep and push back the cuticles with a pusher. The prep part is going to be quite similar to the one that we do before nail extensions. The only difference is that we need to prep the natural nail. We don't really need to prep the product. And we have only only small part of the natural nail that is exposed now, and that's the one we need to prep. But we also have cuticles that are longer now, so we need to push them back. We need to do dry manicure. I normally do it with electric file, and right now I'm using diamond flame-shaped bit with red abrasive mark. The speed is 17,000 rotations per minute. After pushing back the cuticles and cleaning both sides, I would like to check something before trimming them. I prefer to use a hand file 180 grit, and if I still see this little area in between the product and the tip that I'm not happy with, the one I wasn't able to work with electric nail file, you can do it with a hand file now. And you could do the entire process with the hand file too, it's just usually much more work. We also need to remove the surface shine from the natural nail that was grown, the new part of the nail, and you can use a buffer or a nail file. Make sure that it is absolutely clean of any skin residue or product residue, otherwise the new product you're about to apply is not going to adhere. And finally, I'm trimming the cuticles, and this part is optional. You can skip it if you don't feel like doing it. It is very common with a square shape, especially with soft gel tips. If a client is working on their phone or on the computer a lot, the square shape is not going to be as sharp anymore. So we can slightly reshape the nails, but also we decided to make them slightly shorter, so it's going to be more comfortable for the client to live with them. So I'm using ceramic bead with green abrasive mark to make them shorter and also to make sure that they are matching. During 5 weeks, we also have natural nails underneath, and if for some reason client wishes to keep it to later switch for an overlay, or she just wants to grow her natural nails, then we can keep the nail. But if we plan to do extensions only, that it is much better choice to file it off underneath, and I'm using ceramic drill bit. Honestly, in 90% of the cases, these natural nails underneath are only bringing the trouble because they always tend to curve, they always tend to lift. But if you file it off, you will not experience this problem, and nails underneath are going to look way more tidy. When filing off the nail, be careful, do not press too much, and make sure that you file off only the nail because you're risking overfiling the product or the tip, and in this case, this area that is supposed to be thicker, the stress area, will be too thin and they may break easily. I think you can already see how the nails are slowly starting to lift from the corners, and if we would keep them like that, it is going to be even worse in a few weeks. Like I always like to tell my students, no free edge, no problem. You can use different kinds of drill bits to do this, such as carbide beads or needle-shaped beads, because they can reach further to the corners to clean the nail completely. Next part is product application, and we need to apply nail dehydrator on the part where we have natural nail. But if you accidentally apply a little bit on the product, don't worry. Next step is primer, but make sure that nail dehydrator is fully dry before you apply it. And with nail primer, it's also preferable to not touch the product, especially the clear one. Base coat provides a better adhesion between the product and the nail, so we need to apply it next. Make sure to not touch the skin, and it's okay to leave a little margin. And normally you need to apply it only on the nail, but when doing infills, I like to apply it on the entire nail because this way you will slightly level up the surface and it is going to be so much easier to apply the further product. Don't apply too much of the base coat. The layer is supposed to be as thin as possible. I already like this look of clean, transparent nails with manicure, especially after we file down the natural nail. Now they look so tidy and clean. Cure for 1 minute, and then we're going to use builder gel. This nail will need not only rebalance and fill, but also there's a little bit of the sidewall missing. So I'm going to work on that first. We'll add it right here and then quickly cure in LED lamp. Depending on the area where the product is missing, you may need to repeat it a couple times. And now we need to do the rebalance. Remember, on this nail we had a massive lifting, so there is almost half of the nail that is naked. So basically we only have a tip on the free edge of the nail and we need to build the new structure. So first I'm going to apply a slip layer, apply the gel on the entire surface of the nail, and then take more and starting from the cuticle area, working in a printing technique, going right and left and never lose connection of the brush with the product. I'm going to leave less product near the cuticle area and more product near the center. In some of my earlier videos, I showed you how to use builder gel with soft gel tips, and this is the exact same technique. You can also use a nude colored builder gel, so it's up to you which color you decide to use. Since we do not apply just a thin layer like we did with the base coat, we build the structure, it's important to cure the nail right away. So I strongly do not recommend to attempt applying this on a few nails and then curing them, because by the time you do this kind of application on the second and the third nail, the product on the first nail is not going to look like this anymore. It will definitely move. Even though builder gel is quite thick consistency, it's still a little runny and it's moving, because otherwise we would not be able to sculpt it so perfectly. So my recommendation for you is to cure each nail one by one. So normally I do it like this. I apply it on one nail. Once I'm done, it's curing in the lamp and I'm doing the application on the second nail on the opposite hand. If you forget to do this slippery layer, which is a layer that we apply and do not cure, it's just designed to make it more convenient to build the structure, it's totally fine. It's still going to work. It just might be not as comfortable to apply more product. And remember, do not apply too much near the cuticle. This is super important. If you notice that during the product application, the product went too close to the sidewalls or it's already touching the skin, do not cure. Clean it first, or maybe you may even want to remove the product, because remember, until you cure it in the lamp, you can fix everything. That's the greatest thing about working with gels. And my favorite part about working with builder gels is that it is quite possible to apply them in such way so you won't really even need to file them, because during fill we already filed these nails quite a lot, right? We need to remove the color, we filed them before, we shape them, and that's basically all the filing we need. Now we just need to focus on perfect application, so there won't be any more filing and shaping. With some nails, it may not be possible to do this in one take, and it's fine. You can do one application, like one layer, cure it, and then do the second one, especially if you're working with extra long nails. Remember, I told you about this trick with the product lifting. You need to file it off in such way so you will not be able to tell where the product is. And this is why we need it for infill. Right now, we're not really able to tell where's the tip and where's the nail, right? And since we're working with transparent product, it is pretty obvious. And that's the goal. If you can clearly see this area, the border, if you still see some white residue, it probably means that you did not remove the lifting, or maybe you didn't file the product well enough, because it's supposed to be super thin in this area where it's super close to the nail. For me, this consistency of Modelones builder gel is just perfect. It's like medium thick. It's thick enough to build the apex, to build the structure, to build the entire nail. It's not too runny, but it's still moving a little bit, so it's helping me to achieve this smooth, perfect surface. Cure in LED for 1 minute and the application is finished, and we could apply the color right away. But first of all, I don't really like doing this with a sticky layer, so it's better to take it off. And if you notice that you applied too much product near the cuticle or somewhere else, then you can definitely fix it with a file. And remember, there was a big nail where we had to apply some extra product to the sidewall, so I think this one will definitely need a little bit of filing and shaping. So I slightly filed the nails and then I used 180 grit buffer to make sure that the surface is absolutely smooth. Ideally, nails are supposed to look like this after fill, like we never even did a fill, like these are new extensions. Keep in mind that you can do as many infills as you want, but if the nails are tending to grow downwards to the sides, then it's definitely going to happen as you do fills, and you will need to fix it as well. If this is something you would like to avoid, then definitely you can do a new set to avoid this kind of problem. And finally, we're going to seal them with a glossy top coat. Let's wash those nails with the foam because I want to get rid of all the debris and dust, and this is the final look. I will leave the links to the products that I used in the description box as usual. This is what underside of the nails look like. You usually ask me to show it, so thank you guys so much for watching. If this is your first time here on my channel, consider subscribing as I post nail art tutorials just like this one every week. See you in my next one. Goodbye.